Hey, thanks for coming to LRGA Curves today. Make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring the bell on your way in. Curvies, I saw that Candiace Dillard-Bassett and Preston did a live last night, so I decided to share it with you. They're talking about Summer's House, Martha's Vineyard, about the whole Amir and Natalie of it all, and of course the Bria of it all, and of course the Black excellence of it all. Let's listen.
Okay, it's on. Let me wait until 10 o'clock so I can fast forward through the commercials. So, okay, I'll start here. I feel like this show and this version of Black joy and excellence and chaos and mayhem is what is missing from the reality television space in so many ways. I love this show for a lot of reasons, but for me specifically, I can speak like I speak from a Black lens a lot. It's like I'm viewing everything through the lens of being a Black woman, a Black person, being a person of color, whatever iteration you want to use. So this show I love because for me, it shows such a broad spectrum of what it means to be Black in America.
Right.
And it's not something that I feel we have seen yet. In general, but also on our amazing network. I'm so happy to see that that Bravo is taking into account that these stories of Black people need to be told, and it makes me excited about the future of Bravo. It makes me excited about the future of Martha's Vineyard, and it is something that is so incredibly necessary. And I need you all to stop tripping and watch the fucking show.
Yes.
Because
Listen.
And I don't even want to talk about ratings, but ratings matter, right? And there is no reason, because let's be real, Black people complain all the time, there's not enough representation. I need to see me, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And hello, my people, you're like Exhibit A. You're getting us. You're getting us in a multifaceted, multi-hyphenate, non-monolithic version. You're getting you have everybody on the show. Everybody in mama in every version of Black, with so many versions of Blackness exist on this show. Y'all need to watch. Stop tripping, because when we don't have stuff like this, you all can't complain because you're not watching.
It is fascinating sometimes when I try my hardest to not even view ratings, though I know it matters. Because I'm just like, you know what? If I view them and they're low, it's going to make me think the show isn't good when I know the show is excellent.
Yes.
Right. And sometimes it takes a slow burn for certain shows, and I get that. But it's never lost on me that the shows that always are the slow burn are the Black shows. And I'm always like, this is fascinating to me.
But we're the loudest ones complaining, fussing.
Yeah. It's a little frustrating at times, to be honest, right? Because I really wish we gave each other the same grades as we give a lot of mostly white shows. It's just interesting that we're supposed to be like prim and proper, cookie cutter, or seen a certain way, while allowing non-Black people to be everything that they are, right? And I'm like, we deserve the same things, right? We're good some days, we're messy other days, right? We're lovely some days, we're angry other days. Like that's who we are in real life. That's who all of us are.
Yes. I don't know if you saw, I did an Instagram story rant specifically about Bria. Okay. Like I was like literally sitting here at my desk, and like I don't know what, I think I saw on Twitter somebody was saying like, Bria is so annoying and she's so chaotic and she's so dramatic, and I hate her. She needs to be fired. And first of all, stop taking people's jobs, okay? Because you don't like somebody does not mean anything. It just means you to learn to accept a different personality that's different from yours, and maybe from them, and move on. That's number one. Number two, I spoke a lot in that when I was in that like story rant about how important it is for women like Bria to be on our televisions. And everybody refers to her as chaotic, unhinged, whatever. I think the word that was used was unhinged. And you know, maybe Bria is a little unhinged. I refer to her as chaotic. I think that she's emotional, she's chaotic. She has these outbursts. She's got this dog, and she's like eccentric and beautiful. She's got this long hair, and she's just it's Bria's world, right? And like we see that on white shows every day. There is an unhinged, chaotic, you know, fly by the seat of her pants, live her life by whatever rule is in her face in the moment. White girl, she exists all day, every day, everywhere. What I said was there's a certain level of freedom that comes along with being unhinged and chaotic. You have to be a certain level of free to not give a bleep and to live your life out loud and say what you want and emote exactly as you feel in the moment, which is what Bria does really well. And I probably identify with that because I'm similar. But Bria is free. She's a free Black girl. And she does not deserve to be stifled. She deserves to be celebrated in all of her chaotic, unhinged, free girl Blackness.
I mean,
or not, her personality needs to be reflected on our TVs. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that I really appreciate that. I think that's actually a reframe. I personally have called Bria bratty. I think she is.
She is a brat.
But it doesn't. But she is. But it doesn't mean that I think some people are like, oh my God, Preston must hate her. I was like, not really. We're just like have very different personalities, and that's just and our ages are just further apart. Frankly, I think I'm like 10 years older than her, and so you know, I clearly know that there are ways I responded to things 10 years ago that I respond to differently now. Right? Like that's just growth. I've always shared with Bria, including like very recently at our reunion event, you know, just a tease. But I even shared with her, I was like, you know, I'm like, I just want you to communicate better. That's it. Like if we get to a point where we can communicate better, where every incident is not yelling or screaming, we can be good. Like we can actually coexist. But I think honestly, but to your point, I agree. Like I think Black people, Black women in particular, can do things and just immediately get met with aggression, hostility, you're this, you're that. And we do allow the freedom of non-Black people to be the exact version of that person, and with minimal regard, frankly.
It's just, my God. Jennifer was so crazy tonight on the show, and I just loved it. It was amazing. She's so crazy. But like, you know, you have a Bria and it's like, oh my God, she's insufferable. Fire. Somebody's justice for brats on TV. I concur.
Well, you know what? I don't know if I would go that far because because most people on TV most people on TV can identify a brat on TV. On TV. Let me tell you something. Last summer, we were filming for the show. Well, when it aired, I will never forget. I mean, by this time, you and I knew each other already anyway, but I will never forget. And some people were like, I don't know, Preston is boring. And I'm like, what do y'all want from people? Like, Bria doing too much. I'm not nosy, so I'm not doing enough. Like, what exactly do you want? And I realized that, honestly, viewers know what they want when they get it, right? Like they don't even know a lot of times what they want. Because I'm like, if she's too much and I'm too little, then what perfect balance are you looking for?
There isn't one. There isn't one.
And then I have to share with people, like we film for hundreds of hours, right? And then it's reduced to about a 45 to 48 minute episode. And so that's going to try its hardest to tell everyone's stories, but they can't. Like it's virtually impossible. And so like it is interesting because, you know, we would hear people like, you know, y'all should have more fun. I'm like, y'all think we went to brunch for 13 minutes? Like, surely.
You guys did have fun.
Like, we had so much fun.
I just watched last night's episode. I watched it earlier today. Y'all was swag surfing and Y'all was taking shots. Noelle had the Hennessy on her head. Like,
My girl.
what was the episode where Shanice was like going down the slip and slide?
Oh yeah, Neon Party.
Yes.
Yeah, we have
the
Freaknik.
The
We
entire
had Leon.
party.
Yeah, Neon Party. The first event, the second event we had on the second day that I hosted was the boat party.
Yes.
So we were swag surfing on a boat. Like, so it was like
the Martha's Vineyard kids have fun. Yeah. I don't know what you all are like looking for. Like, you're getting like all of the nuance, all of the craziness of a summer house. Like, right, you guys are drunk. You guys are naked. Yeah. You guys are crying. You guys are fighting. Like, but what I love is that you also add what I think some of the other shows don't have. You have, there's the nuance of, what is the word I'm looking for? There are layers. Yeah. There's like, I'm thinking like right now about Jordan talking about her alopecia journey, right. Or like even like the blip on the map that was Jasmine talking about her mom who's formerly incarcerated. Right. Like,
right.
That's the one.
Right. Listen, because even I gasped. I said, "Oh, wait a minute."
My pearls were clutched. I said, "Now wait a damn minute. What? Who was incarcerated? How? What?" You all okay? Story idea for next season. You all need to have like you had a couples day. Have a parents day.
Yeah.
And everybody needs to have a parent or a parent adjacent person.
Yeah.
Come. And we need to sit Jasmine and her mama down because I will be
the backstory. Like, we need the backstory.
Yes, Pasha's pick said culture. Yes, you're giving us culture.
Listen,
it's something that can only be done with a group as dynamic as you. Like,
but it's so real. Like, I think about in the moments where like me or Nick will have our do-rags on, or Noelle the last episode had her bonnet on. Like, those are and people be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that." I'm like, y'all, we just woke up in the morning. Like, what do y'all? That's real life.
Yes. Jordan just joined. Hi, Jordan.
Jordan.
Yes, no, like, and you know, and I love the beauty of a show like Summer House that, you know, maybe a housewives couldn't get away with, is that like you can't walk around in your bonnet or you do it. Like,
right.
Like, oh, we don't do it's a different.
It's an interesting respectability, particularly on a network where we've seen fights.
Right.
Like, it's just interesting, right? And so like, I'm like, y'all, people wake up in the morning and they breath stink. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like,
I don't have this wig on my head.
Right.
Like, you're gonna get the braids underneath and a bonnet. Okay. Right. Like, I'm gonna give you eyelashes because these are individual. Hello. But this beat is not on my face. Like, these are the realities. Yeah. Like, and I personally, and I can say this and say it like it's not a biased opinion, because it's not like I knew all of you before the show. Like, I got to know with the rest of the world. Right. I really think the cast is perfect, and it's one of the best shows I've ever watched on TV.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. You know what's funny? So I have a comment said it reminds me of an older College Hill, and I agree, and I laugh at it because one of the funniest tweets I've ever seen about our show was it said, "Summer House Martha's Vineyard is so good, it's like College Hill but with a peacoat." Look,
yes,
that is hilarious.
Accurate.
Right?
Yes.
I love it. Look,
College Hill with a peacoat, I'm screaming.
I was tickled.
Yes, 1000%. Yes. Okay, can we talk about Amir for a second?
Yeah. Ooh, look, it seemed like the comments want to start there. So yeah.
Okay, so I'll start by saying I love Amir. I've always loved Amir. I want more for Amir. Yeah. And, you know, and I say that understanding that I may not be coming from a lens of fairness, because, you know, I've been in your shoes. I know what it's like to be on TV and be judged, and people not have the full story, or know, you don't know someone fully.
Right.
There's no way.
Right.
So maybe I don't know Natalie. Maybe we are missing pieces from Natalie's personality. But there was a particular instance that triggered me, because it sort of shot me into the future as the mother of a biracial baby. And, you know, I don't know what my child is going to look like. I don't know if my child will want to date Black or white or Indian or full or whatever. I have no idea. And I feel like I kind of was peering into what could potentially be the future for my child. Specifically, the moment where Amir and Natalie were upstairs getting ready for Freaknik, and Natalie is like, I just can't be a part of that. Like, I wanted to close.
Yeah. Can I say real quick, you know what's always the most awkward part is when you clearly don't know something happens until you watch the show.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because I was like, I don't like that. Like, even I had to pause because I was like, I don't like this comment.
What does that mean? What do you mean? And I don't want to spoil the reunion, but was that discussed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of us had some comments, just to be clear, but yeah.
Okay. Watch. We're all gonna buy it. We all want to know what happened.
Yeah.
So that moment when she said that struck me, obviously, but then what struck me more, and like I went down a rabbit hole, was when Amir was like, you don't have to be. And I felt the duality of his existence in that moment, because it made me feel like, is this what this is like to be a mixed person who has to empathize with this white woman who is clearly uncomfortable around Black people, and also as a Black man understand or empathize with their Black side. Like, it took me somewhere, and I can't really verbalize it.
Yeah, and it's hard, right? Because there is a lot of things missing naturally, right? There is context missing. Obviously, it has to be because of time, but it was hard. Even Amir's a really good friend of mine, to be very clear, and even I, and he will admit this. Even I was very honest with him around like some of my discomfort with just certain words used. I mean, for people who clearly know me, I talk about race a lot, and so I can tell you all the time about what microaggressions are, and the small things that people may not realize they're implying or inferring, but are the things that's often picked up.
Yes.
And just watching it back was really tough for me in some moments.
Yeah.
Especially because he is my friend and I know he is a great person. And so it's like, he also has this stuff to deal with as well, like all of us. But it was just hard in that moment listening, because I'm just like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't like the inference. And I know it's easy because some people have been like, oh, maybe some people don't party like that. So, but I'm like, but I'm like, I think we have to separate some things because we're still filming, right? So it's like, why did you come? Like, I just like, to me, this is when I'm always have a hard time with like separating stuff, because I'm just like, granted, everyone don't party, everyone doesn't party the same way, and we signed up to party. Like, we signed up to actually do this, and so it's hard for me to reconcile certain things in that way. And so there were several hard moments I had watching it back, honestly.
And even in Amir's defense, or maybe in defense of their relationship, I did explore the option of, okay, maybe, because clearly something is missing, like you said, and I think I said on Twitter, there is context missing in the discomfort that we are clearly all seeing in their interaction on camera. It's
right.
Right. And we don't know why, and that context is nowhere.
Right.
So I said, okay, maybe Natalie generally doesn't like that Amir is on the show. Maybe none of this is her thing. And I could kind of see a world where Amir had to, like, you know, kind of coax her into coming and, you know, filming with him and really placate her to make her feel comfortable with him leaving to film the show without her.
Listen, I'm gonna be real. Ain't no relationship that important for me. If I gotta do all of that, like that's just for me. Like if I gotta do all of that, baby, let's just
Oh,
dead this.
Jordan said she absolutely wanted to come. Well, why, Harpo? Like, why did she want to be there?
Wait,
Because she literally.
and I see Amir just entered the chat too. I didn't see what he said
Hi,
though.
Amir. Hi. Yes.
Amir, you just so we clear, you know, I'm gonna be honest because you know I love you, and I already said some things to you. So just so we go.
Jordan said that you ate him up after the reunion. I don't need to know.
See, because you know what? The thing I love about Amir, for real, is that Amir will let me truly ask him questions.
Yes.
And he would even know, like, you know what? Okay, Preston, you're like a big brother. I hear you.
Yes.
Right. So there's never that I can truly appreciate that because he is very genuinely like, all right, you eat me up a little bit, but I'm gonna listen.
Like I said, Amir, you in the chat. Amir, I have always enjoyed you. I think you are, from what I know of you through the screen, I think you're a great person. I think you're a great character for the show. I think that you mean well. I am just expressing my concerns as a sister, friend, cousin, auntie. And I know that it's impossible to not see it. Like you watched the show. I'm sure you maybe watched it with Natalie and you all had conversations about it. It's uncomfortable watching her be uncomfortable. And it's even more uncomfortable watching you know that she's uncomfortable and trying to coddle her and coax her out of her discomfort amongst all your Black friends. And then I'll say this too, and this may not be fair, and I can say this because I am in an interracial relationship. There is a certain level of swag, I think, that is maybe required unfairly of the white half of a relationship. And I'm speaking to Black and white. So I'm the Black person in a relationship. My husband is a white person. You got to come in and like be open, because when you're not, right away we're like, so what's up? Like you ain't cool. Like what's good? And you know that I wonder if Natalie has never had to experience that, because maybe she's not ever been around this many of Amir's Black friends, to have to, you know, show that she is, or not show that she is, but to give herself a chance to relax into a space, into a Black space.
Well, and I think that's the thing too, because I again, I know there is a lot of, and I don't mean this in any shady way, and I hate that I have to preface it that way. There's always a lot of confusion with race, ethnicity, and nationality. And a lot of people will say, like, and I have some friends like this who would do this back in the day, like, oh, my homeboy is like whatever, like X nationality here, but I'm like, but they're still white. Right. Like, and I think people really confuse race, nationality, and ethnicity a lot. This is something I used to teach in law school all the time, around the race in the law, and like just different dynamics of it. And I think that confuses a lot of folks who are really indebted to race-based conversations. And so, you know, my experience, honestly, oftentimes is when I think white people, non-Black people, I would say writ large, but non-Black people especially, are used to being the one in their environment. And so they're used to people centering them. And so, you know, for me, I'm always like, if you're a guest, be a guest, right? Like your job is to be open to me, not necessarily the other way around. Right? Like, you know, because you're coming into our space. This is our space. This is our environment. And I think so, and I love my Black people, but I will say that sometimes we gas up the wrong people. there can be so many instances and examples where I've seen, and Amir, no, not all Latinos are white. There are definitely Black Latinos. There's Afro Latinos. There's Afro Cubans. They're there. But this is where race and nationality and ethnicity gets confusing for many people. But I will say, just back to the original point before we go back, I will say that, you know, there is oftentimes this like really, I just think, interesting dynamic of who I see Black people gas up. So it's like a white person who's offbeat dancing in the club, and we're like, "Hey, go!" And I'm like, "What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?" Right? Like it is always complicated for me because I'm like, "Stop doing this!" Like, because like at the end of the day, Black people are so lovely and awesome. We want everyone to feel welcome and good and beautiful. When people won't do that to us, right, or for us. And so I'm very like cautious which non-Black people gets my applause and my adulation. I'm always like, let's go out to lunch and talk.
Let's break this down. Yeah. No, I just think that it's like I said, it's not necessarily a fair thing to do, but we are hard on people coming into our space, and we're looking to see, are you going to slip up? Like, what you gonna say when the music is on? Are you skipping the N-word in the song? Like, we're looking for all of those things, and there is pressure with that. But again, you're dating a Black man, a man who presents and identifies as Black, which Amir does. My husband knew he was dating a very Black ass woman. And so, you know, he appropriately came into my spaces, whether it was with my friends, my family, you know, my coworkers, whomever, my pageant sisters, and he came in willing to listen and learn and be personable and wanted to get to know, and as you should, I think, in any space. But I think there is definitely an added pressure when you're a white person coming into a Black space as a significant other. And I think that, you know, for whatever reason, for better or for worse, Natalie just didn't do that well. And then, you know, the added pressure of the show and the cameras and whatever else, I'm sure it doesn't help, because my husband, he will jokingly say, you know, jokingly but seriously say, I gotta be one shot of tequila in, I gotta be one drink in to film, you know. And this was like 6 seasons of filming in, he still isn't comfortable filming. So like, I understand that adds an element as well, but it just didn't. The plane did not land. Nothing. The paint did not dry. It was just not complete for me. And I hate it. I hate it.
You know what? And I have to say this just because Amir really is my boy, and I can imagine what he's feeling right now and reading comments. And Amir, this is what I always say. That's why, don't stop reading comments, Amir. But also, I just think it's important to sit and be introspective. And I think so often we get immediately defensive just as people. That it's hard, and we're just fighting everything and everyone. Sometimes things are not about individual people, right? They're about, I mean, I hate to make this like a lecture, right? But they're about systems, right? And I think so often Black folks are largely taught to be relegated to non-Black people, right? That's just how that's just the environment most of us, shouldn't say all of us, but most of us have been in. And but the reality is, like, we can't take things so personally that we end up being defensive of everything, because we're missing things that people are saying and they're accurate. And so I just think I knew this was going to happen. It is what it is, because that's what we signed up for. So I think that's what we signed up for, right? People are going to judge our relationships. They're going to judge us individually. But I do think that sometimes we have to be like, you know what? It looked funny. And, you know, how do I actually respond in a way that protects my partner and be honest?
And I do feel like, what I saw and I respect is that, you know, for better or for worse, however Amir might have felt about what he saw and what he witnessed and what he experienced, he did and is protecting his partner. Respect.
Right.
Like, you like you said, you signed up for this, and you had to know, and I know that you all know that when you sign up for reality, if for to be a public figure in any space, you are signing up to have your edges snatched.
Right.
Like you're signing up to have your wig removed, thrown into the sewer, and you have to go get it because no one cares about your feelings. That's
all of it.
But at the end of the day, and I'm sure there were maybe some conversations, some pillow talk moments that were had between the two of them.
Yeah.
But in public, like front facing, I respect that he is going to stand by his woman.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to defend her and not allow, the masses to just rip her to shreds.
And I would do, and to be clear, I would do that with Donald, right? And to be clear though, right? I'm gonna have those one-on-one conversations and be like, listen, I think you were wrong too. And I think the question is not necessarily like, where are those moments, but it is, are you having those moments?
Yes.
Right. Because, it's because my mama used to start, my grandmother rather, excuse me, may she rest in peace, used to say something to me. Everybody ain't lying on you. And everybody ain't lying on you. Everybody ain't out to get you. And so when there are many comments that say the same thing, sometimes you have to be like, dang, what? I disagree, but clearly there is like this denominator happening. And so why is it that?
Why? Yes. Yeah. I mean, I really thought it was a great moment to start conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Which is another reason why I think this show is so great, because you all gave us this moment to talk about.
Yeah.
And I think whatever the situation is with Amir and Natalie, if they are happy, if they want to be together, if that is the trajectory of their relationship, then at the end of the day, it don't matter what the hell we say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have I'm gonna think what I think. My eye might be to the side a little bit, but
and to be clear though, people have those opinions based on things that they have personally experienced. Yes. So like if you see somebody come in who you perceive as who is non-Black, and it seems like they may be distant from you, you may be triggered by the time a non-Black person entered and treated you that way. Like that is, I think this is why I oftentimes say people like, that is not true. I'm like, but it is for someone in their experience. Yeah. So it's like, they're not saying that there's this objective truth. They're saying actually, I've experienced this, so I know it may be something micro. I ain't saying it's the macro all the time.
Right.
But this reminded me of this, and so I know that's true.
And just a note for Amir and for all of you, that is where 99.999% of these comments come from. It is nothing but everyone's personal experience or them being products of their own environment manifesting itself into these Twitter diatribes. And you have to take it as such, including mine. Because like I said, I met most of y'all when the rest of the world did. So I don't have a personal experience to tie to, I grew up with Amir. We was in kindergarten. No, like So what I am saying, how I feel, is my personal opinion based on my experiences, much like everybody in these comments. And you have to take it with a grain of salt because of that. But at the end of the day, it's good to talk. It's interesting to talk about. It's good to talk about. I love sparking interesting conversation.
Same.
As long as we.
This is honestly my passion. Listen. To me, conversations around race, gender, and sexuality are so interesting and important to me. It's so important, right? Because it's so important. It's easy to be defensive and reject it, but it's like, I'm sorry. This is the thing I think about literally all the time. So you're gonna just tell me I'm wrong, like, like I think about this all the time.
And you know who said this? And I know I don't want to trigger nobody because I know Amanda Seals is a top. She's a hard topic for some, but she said something in her Club Shay Shay interview that I was like, exactly. When she said, how did she say it? She said something to the effect of, I'm not just talking about race or whatever the topic was, you know, just because I want to shoot the shit and I just want to, you know, spat off from the mouth. I forget how she said it, but she essentially said, what did she say? I'm a student of this. I studied it. I have a degree in this. I minored in African American studies. So I'm not just speaking from, you know, the side of my neck. I'm speaking from the book. I have a whole section of literature, okay, that was recommended to me based on the curriculum that I was forced to study as an African American studies minor. Okay, so when I'm speaking about race or about colorism or anything to do with the nuances of that subject matter, it is coming from a place of, I had to write essays on this. I had to do presentations on this. I had to relate this to every facet of the curriculum that I studied, from algebra to biology to theater.
Out of HBCU, mind you. Yeah.
So and similarly with you, like, it is not just, I just woke up today and feel like talking about, you know, topics that are uncomfortable. They're only uncomfortable because you don't talk about them enough.
Listen, because race conversations are never uncomfortable for me.
Ever.
I'm like, this is actually easy.
Right. This is easier than, you know, than talking about like the silly gossipy stuff sometimes. It's just second nature, and it just is a part of how I show up in the world.
Right.
Therefore, I have to talk about it.
Right, have to. You can't escape it.
You can't. You will never escape it. No matter
funny. So
how hard you try, how many nasty emails you send me telling me to shut up. You can't escape, girl.
Listen, I want to share this before I know people want to move on, and I think I do too. But you know, the thing I used to always say to people is that, I don't know if you even know this about me. So I used to commentate on Fox News quite a few times, and it was not pleasant. But I did it for very particular reasons, because I knew I would shake up the viewers there. But it came with a lot of interesting consequences. One of them was that, you know, a lot of white supremacists doxed me. I was put on like a couple professor watch lists for like radical Black queer professors.
Wow.
And the kicker was that I had a bunch of death threats when I was teaching at Georgetown Law Center. And like, to the point where law enforcement would call me, or the Georgetown University administration would call law enforcement to escort me to class. Or at least to try to escort me to class. And I'll be like, well, listen, please don't make me feel safe either. So like, I don't know if that's going to be the thing that helps me either. But I say that because, you know, I have a very thick skin. And so when it comes to like people not agreeing with me or people not agreeing with my positions on race, I'm like, literally, I was quite literally almost murdered for my opinions on TV, right? So I think like I don't even, you know, and that's the thing I'm sharing a lot more of, like more and more, and it's in my memoir that I just started. But I think I just listen. But there's just a lot of depth that those of us have. So I don't take race conversations lightly ever.
Yes.
So like when people make it seem like it's just about race, and I'm like, no, these are so deep and emblematic of the entire country, and we need to be real about it. Like it just is what it is, right? But yeah.
Amen. Say that.
But listen, let's wear our highs. Let's get our highs out the way.
Right.
But no, honestly, it was
all of that.
Go ahead. Look, to drink your water.
Okay. My whistle has been rehydrated. Okay.
I love that.
Yes. So, okay. We have how many episodes left? Well,
two more, and then the reunion.
Okay. Oh, it's almost over. I can't.
Yeah.
I so thoroughly enjoyed the conversation around HBCU life, Black Greek life, again, just something that you don't see a lot on television. There are so many pockets of the global community that know nothing about the history of Black Greek-led organizations and what they mean and what they stand for.
Right.
And my mother is a member of Delta Sigma Theta. I come from a long line of Delta. My father is an Alpha.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of respect for, and I've been around the world of Black Greek life my whole life. So and you just never see it celebrated in this way, not just on television, but on a platform that has such a far reach. So I really appreciated seeing that. And look at all the Greeks.
Look, all the Greeks. Let's go. Like, I see one of my chapter brothers in here. What's up, Nairon?
Oh, hey,
yes. see some reds in here.
Yes. Hey, y'all.
Yes. No, I appreciated it so much. And, I have to shout out Nick here because Nick, I love me some Nick Arrington. When I tell, now it got dark in here. Hold on, y'all. Work with me. We're going to keep it going, though. So I appreciate me some Nick Arrington. When I tell you, hold on, I'm going to keep talking, okay? He has been just so lovely, honestly, to be friends with. And, I'm just really grateful and indebted to his friendship. And I think, for him to really discuss a lot that happened with his line brother, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine losing any of my line brothers. And, there was unfortunately a lot of death and sickness that I think was surrounding us this summer. And I'm just grateful that he was able to really kind of do that, and actually honor Biv in that way.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't imagine. It was interesting because 4 of the 10 cast members are in the Divine Nine. Myself, Nick, Alex, and Noel.
Yes.
And so it was just kind of good to talk about it. Though I will say, I was a little upset none of my confessionals were used when I was discussing the Divine Nine and Alpha. Because
okay, say what you was gonna say. Say it here.
Well, you know what? The way I am so active, I am literally my chapter's president.
You are
right now.
Yes, but I can speak. I've seen it. Preston talks about his chapter and his work in his chapter. Every time I see you or speak to you, you are talking about something that you're doing or going to do or getting ready to do.
Yeah.
So yes.
Look, I was telling somebody, I was like, yeah, I got to go do this event. In fact, I was just in Philly for a regional convention. So I was like, y'all better start using some of my stuff more.
Right.
But look, let me tell you something embarrassing that just happened though. So I don't know if you see this light right here. It's not an OnlyFans light. It was supposed to be for this beautiful setup.
Yes.
And this thing just went on out.
It happened. The bulb probably went out, child.
I said, not you embarrassing me like this in front of my people.
That's one of those fancy lights where you have to out the fancy expensive bulb.
Right.
I just ring light that you plug into the wall.
Well, I loved it. Well, I'm just gonna keep standing and drinking this wine.
You're still in the good light. We appreciate the light as well. Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
But no, it was such a great, honestly, it was truly a great, not just episode, but a great moment. It was just really beautiful to actually see and to discuss the Divine Nine in ways that I know many people don't get a chance to see. Yes. Right? It was really good.
Yes, I love that. And then one note about Nick, I love Nick so much. I think, what did I say?
I remember you said, because I sent it to him, you said he is the secret weapon.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, you sent it to him?
Oh, yeah, because it's true.
Yes.
Whenever I get interviews and they ask me who is your funniest cast member, I'm like, for me, it's Nick, hands down. When I tell you, every time we're together, my stomach is hurting.
He is hilarious.
No.
He's just, but he also just, I could feel it through the TV. And then I forget the first time I met him, but when that was, and every time I've seen him thereafter, his energy is so good. Mm-hmm. And he's so kind. And I met his mama. So it's like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
at the premiere,
Mm-hmm.
and he is just he truly is the secret weapon. He is so funny, so genuine. Even the not so great moment where he was kind of having to address with the women, like being inappropriate or whatever. Even the way he handled that, and you could tell that he really felt like, well, wait a minute, let me check myself, let me check in, ladies.
Right. But baby, let me not get too ahead because that comes up next week too, and it's not too pretty. Yeah. Look, people ask why I didn't go to the race, child. You wouldn't have gone either. We were hungover and it was early as hell. Like I need y'all to stop acting like y'all are these amazing friends sometimes because y'all be doing some petty stuff to y'all friends too. Like, but the reality is we were tired. Like that's just is what it is. You film for quite literally sometimes 15-hour days. And so, like, we're exhausted.
And even like when I saw what time Noelle was leaving Summer, and I'm gonna start calling Summer winter because she is not giving summer vibes. Summer when Summer blows in, she blows in like a blizzard. Okay, Summer said, "Whoosh! I'm about to take all your."
Yeah.
When I saw that scene, and it was like 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
But to Nick getting up to go in his Dwayne Wayne hat to go run down the street.
And to be clear, Nick knew we weren't coming. Like we told Nick this like the day before or 2 days ago we weren't gonna make it. So like that wasn't a shock to him. What was a shock to him was he thought more people should have said like bye to him or good luck to him, which I can respect that. But the truth is, listen, some things we can't control everything, right? Because a couple of us definitely said thanks and good luck, and he actually thanked us for that. So again, not everything can be included all the times, and that's I'll end that there.
Some things are missed, yes.
But he specifically thanked a few of us, right? So it's I'll just and not everything can be shown.
So, unfortunately, that's the gift and the curse of can't see everything. I also wanted to comment on Noelle, whom I literally adore.
Amazing. So funny.
She is just, I want to sop her up with a biscuit.
Yes.
She is just the cutest breath of fresh air. She's so smart. She's beautiful. I actually knew Noelle from her pageant girl days.
Yep. I don't think people know that Noelle was a pageant girl and winner, I think.
Yeah. No, she won. It's
That's it. Yep.
Put some respect on her name.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And Georgia is a competitive state. As a pageant girl, I can speak to the competitiveness of that state. Georgia is a competitive state, and it's not easy to win. But if you watch the show, you see why she won. She's so social, gregarious. She's
oh my God.
What?
One of the comments just made me scream because I literally said this to Noelle. Someone said it's like if Lotto pledged, AKA. And when I tell you I said that to Noelle, the first day we met, I said this to Noelle. That is a key.
Period. Well, you were on the money. Yes.
Like Noelle genuinely reminds me of every girl I went to high school with. Like,
yes, me too.
Like
and college. Yes.
Listen, the second I met Noelle, I was like, let's drink. Let's take a shot because, like, listen, it's vibes over here.
Yes, she's such a vibe. And I love the way that she, even when she really could have said, F you, she really was so concerned about Summer and wanted her to be okay. And, was trying to embrace her and understand her and reason with her on more than one occasion. And, I think, that speaks to her character and she's golden. I love her.
There's no way you're not going to laugh and have a good time with Noelle. Because, you get nervous around new people they bring around, like for any show or anything.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, I mean, the second she came in, I said, girl, we going to be good. We going to be good. But it's interesting because I'm grateful. The reality, Summer and I are really good friends. We talk quite literally every day, And it's just interesting because I the summer that I experienced a lot of that time was not the summer that I knew. And I hope people at least see more and more why.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she truly was going through a lot. And,
Yes.
while I won't say that excuses everything, like, I really hope that we can, that provides some perspective, because the, initially when I heard I was a hard friend, at least, I was, first of all, I was pissed at how it got to us, to be clear. I hate to go back,
Mm-hmm.
but how it actually got to us was through Donald and Jordan, but because Natalie told Donald and Jordan, which, if
Right.
I'm being honest, pissed me off.
Yes.
Like, it really did.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm not gonna mince words about that, because I'm like,
Yeah.
why? Like, why is this
Yeah.
happening this way? But when it did happen, I'm like, all right, I made a joke out of it. But then I started to really think about it, and I was like, I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I couldn't say that I think Noel, I'm still thinking about Noel. Hey, boo. I can't say that Summer was wrong
Yeah.
per se, at least in regard to me.
Yeah.
And I say because we really were going through a lot. Like, my father had passed,
Right.
the funeral had just happened. Honestly, to this day, I have a worse relationship with my father's side of the family.
Wow.
So, like, I think, I was dumping a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not to say friends shouldn't be able to share and
Sure.
sometimes
Right.
dump, but I don't know if I personally was even able to create the space for her to share anything.
Mm.
And so oftentimes I think she was just retreating. And a lot of that meant, like, I need fun.
Right.
I need drinks,
Yeah.
because I don't want to
And
address anything, or I don't feel like I have the space to.
right. Yeah.
So in many ways, I understood. I'm not saying everything was correct,
Yeah.
but I understood
Yeah.
after a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
And I hate it, because I know she's having a hard time looking at herself be this way. And obviously comments don't make things better. Again,
Yeah.
we signed up for that.
Yeah.
But I really wish her a lot of respect and grace, because I just know she was going through
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. And it is a fine dance in this space,
Mm-hmm.
just to take everyone, to the other side of the camera, where the cast is.
Mm-hmm.
When you are going through stuff and you're existing in this bubble with this ensemble, and it's moving fast, and you're trying to keep up and stay engaged, but maybe your mind or your heart are with your grandmother,
Yeah.
or with these questions about who your father is, or all the things that she talked about she was going through.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like being at your job 24 hours a day, 7 days a week,
Yeah.
and never being able to turn off, and being expected to be on, while simultaneously dealing with the tumult of your emotions about
Mm-hmm.
what's happening in your personal life. And
Mm-hmm.
when you don't have a place to, like, unload, because you're always on at work, it shows up like, I'm gonna explode, or I'm gonna drink
Yeah.
too much and then I'm gonna explode,
Yeah,
or
well, and yeah, I am, because there a lot of times they're gonna pick up your worst parts,
absolutely.
right? So it's just really hard at times. And listen, I'm not saying to give another chance. Like, that's not my point.
Mm-hmm.
My point is ultimately that, like, it is that I understood
Mm-hmm.
part of where she was coming
Yeah.
from. It's not a, like, don't ever put your hands on people.
Right.
Like, I'm a firm believer of don't touch people.
Right.
But it is not, and at the same time, it's like, damn, like, oh, you're going through a lot.
Yeah.
And I know you're going through a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to respond to this. I will say that, like, at this point in my big age, I like don't want just friends that are light. Like, I think that happened in points and times in my
Yeah.
life, and it was great and it was fun, but it was fleeting.
Yeah.
And those friends are not here anymore.
Yes.
And the decades long friendships that I have are the
Mm-hmm.
friends that, like, have laughed with me, cried with me, pouted with me, like that. Those were the friends that I still have to this day. Like, I still have friends to this day from middle school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was because, like, we trusted each other for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you
And you go through ebbs and flows in friendships too, right? Where, you talk every day, you don't talk for a few months.
right.
You have to
Yep.
find your way back and understand. I have friends that, Because I'm not the friend that's gonna call you every day.
Yeah.
But when we need to ride out, because it's like, handle some,
we ride at dawn.
and we ride it down. Okay,
Right.
do it. And
Yeah.
it is, as you get older, and then you introduce like spouses and kids, and even like taking care of a home is like having a child at times, and you enter different phases in your friendships. And when you can take your friends with you through those different phases, it's a beautiful thing. And I love you and Jordan in that dual confessional kind of talking about that and saying like, yeah, like it's not always going to be roses and rainbows, but we sticking through this together.
We sticking because we have to. Like if you are a true friend, we will.
Yes.
Right. And if not, and I revisit a lot of this because so of course I was my senior class president. And right now we are planning I graduated 20 years ago this year from high school, and we are planning.
I'm stressed.
Listen, I'm planning our 20-year reunion right now. And it's in Cancun, and it's gonna be lit. But when I tell you, like, people were like, y'all going to Cancun? Like, I'm like, no, we were tight. Yes. And like that's just kind of how we knew to be. Yeah. And so like friendships, I mean, admittedly I don't have a close relationship with my biological family. I again check the book when it comes out. I just don't. And so I thank God for like my sisters, especially my two sisters. I thank God for them, because like those are the ones who've always been there for me through and through. And they are my friends. Like they are the ones who I'm like, all right, like, when I need you there for me all the time. And so my chosen family is my family. Like that is the people who really mean the world to me. And sometimes I hate that I have this relationship with my biological family, but I realized that all of that happened for a reason. And I have a really, really strong like friends, like a lot of friends who are just so lovely. Like, it's so funny. The more I got to know you and the more we became friends, I'm like, damn, girl, we got a lot of mutual friends.
I know. Like, I can't go nowhere and nobody be like, oh, yeah, I know Preston. That's my voice. Like, oh, God. Everybody
like, I was literally just talking to Trevor the other day, and I was like, so,
yes, that's crazy. Yeah. But it's, and remember, didn't we like meet for the first time on the street?
On the street.
I do not go out. Like it's rare for me to be like out like in the streets, especially the last few years, because it's just been so many crazy things going on.
Yeah.
And let me also say this. When I was in college, I lived on U Street. U Street, I was a U Street rat. I was on U Street like 5 times a week, okay? And on the weekends, every day.
Gosh.
So my friend Adrienne, who huge admirer of yours and has been for many years, I was out with her and her husband, and it was me, myself, and Chris. And this was, I think, still post-pandemic, so they still had like all the outdoor stuff.
Right.
And it was like just a popping night.
Look, it was lit. I don't know what was going on.
Why was it so popping? It was, and Chris and I had been out all day. We went out to a museum, like an outdoor museum, and walked around. Then we ended up going to the W to get a drink, and then we met up with Adrienne, and then we were like, let's go to U Street. So random. There was no rhyme to us ending up on U Street. And we walked down the left side, and then we crossed after like a few hours, and we're coming back up. And literally, I'm just walking, and I saw a hat. And I said, Preston! It was so serendipitous. Look, it was crazy.
It is so funny, too, because I know people were over us, but we sat on that sidewalk and talked for 30 minutes.
Yes, and they were like, okay, like, we're gonna go. But no, like, because again, we had talked, I think, on like text or online or whatever, and we had established some mutual friends. So it was like I was just excited to meet you, and I was excited about the show. And I think it had been picked up. I don't know if it had been picked up.
At this point, I think it was like one episode out. Yeah.
So I was just excited. So I was like, oh my God. And it was such a great key.
No, it was.
Fun.
No, that was that's one of the moments because my friends love you. So like I would never forget. They were like, Is that Candiace that said hey to you? I was like, yes, it was.
Yes. I love
Oh
it.
my God.
Okay,
So
so
much.
there's 2 episodes left and then the reunion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is your hope for
Ooh,
the for the
yeah.
fans for the rest of
Yeah.
the season? And what is your hope for you and the cast for the remainder of the season?
This is interesting. So the next 2 episodes are, I would say, interesting. Like they are, there is some closure, there is some
Okay,
finality,
good.
in some respect. But I think some of that shifts at the reunion, honestly.
That's how he's like that.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what? The reality is, I think the season ends well. Like in the sense of like, I think there is some relative closure. I think many of us get on the same playing field, the same space in a way.
Mm-hmm.
The reunion is interesting because, thankfully we came up with our own theme because we're like, listen, some of us can't look like we're going to the Met and others look like we're going to the picnic. So like we got to figure this out. So I think people really showed up in their best. I'm gonna clown myself because my outfit was so cute, custom design. When I tell you I was so pissed though because it is satin. So when I stood up, let me tell you about the wrinkles in between my thighs. I'm like, bravo, please airbrush that out. please Photoshop. Because it was so cute. Like, I can't lie, I looked good. I'm going to say it. But,
Preston is often best dressed in the room in case
listen,
yeah.
I was so mad. I stood up. I said, I looked good. I said, no. So hopefully, but no, I think people really looked cute, and I really love the theme that we had.
Good.
I think the reunion is interesting because I think the people who I expected to turn up didn't. Some people who I expected to turn up didn't, and one person in particular was a little more nasty than I expected, and I didn't like it. Like it felt very scripted.
Ooh.
And I wasn't a fan.
Ooh.
And I wasn't a fan. So I'll just keep that there. The viewers
during filming and
yeah,
then
like even came from me once on something that I was like, I don't agree with this, but let me keep it cute.
Okay.
But I just didn't and it's not that I just didn't like it. I'm gonna just keep it like that. I'm gonna keep it 100. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Saying who is it? We got some owls in the comments. Who?
Yeah. You know what? And I'm not this, and it's no love lost for me, to be honest. Like I'm like, listen, we are here to do a job. It is what it is. Right? Like, cause I am very clear about who I am. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt most folks can't get with me when it comes to like a reading session. So like if we want to go toe for toe, we can. We can. But it's like, all right, I'm gonna keep it cute because some people gonna cry later and then like blame me. So let me not go that far. But I didn't like it. And we'll see what the viewers say.
Okay.
But I will say overall though, what I learned about reunions, what I really learned about reunions, in my opinion, is that there isn't enough time to resolve.
Absolutely not.
Right? Like there's enough time to bring up your issues, and if you want to resolve later,
yes,
you can.
Yes.
But like there isn't really enough time to actually resolve.
Yeah.
And so, I pray truly, sincerely, I pray that for our cast, whatever issues people really genuinely want to resolve, they spend the time doing so because right after the fact.
Yes. Yeah. Well, don't do too much after you. What y'all need
to right, because you got to film it. Truly.
Save a little something for season 3.
Right. No, that's real.
We're manifesting season 3 in the atmosphere, in the ether. Put it out there because you all are more than deserving, and then some.com. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, we want to see some of whatever resolution did not happen at the reunion. We want to see it take place on the Vineyard next season.
No, that's real. That's real.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, and then you did your hope for the cast and for what did I say?
I mean, I hope viewers are entertained.
Okay.
Like I hope viewers are entertained. I hope they love our outfits. I really I just really hope that. I hope they keep praying for season 3.
Yes.
I hope they hope for a bigger reunion stage.
Yes.
Like I want all of that. I want all of that.
Yes.
But for us, like I really do want us to maintain our friendships. And let's keep it more real. For the friendships that need to end, they can end. It just kind of is what it is. Like some friendships are for a season.
Yeah.
And I am okay, right? As the elder of the cast,
Be the elder.
I'm right. Like I am totally okay with some friendships ending, baby.
Yeah.
Because guess what? My real life is good. My off the camera life is
My
good.
life
so like I'm fine.
is full and peaceful. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a moment to drink your wine. And just to go back to what you just said, and I'm gonna, there's 300 some people in this live, and there have been more come circling in and out, or cycling in and out, rather.
Yeah, right.
Pregnancy really makes your words do dumb things. That's an aside. But for everyone who is here on the live, Preston, you said something. As we're, sort of manifesting a 3rd season, it is important that, and I know some of you are good at this, but I need you all to be squeaky wheels. I need you all to be loud as hell. I need you all to be like, turn up the bass on the speakers with your asks for if you're tweeting, I want you to be tweeting and adding the people, adding Bravo, adding Andy, adding the people that are making these decisions. They listen to you all. And if you didn't think that they did, I'm here to tell you that your opinions matter. They matter greatly. They make a huge difference in who you see and who you don't see. Shows that you see return and shows that do not return. And it is important that we, stay on Bravo's neck respectfully, with our asks in keeping this amazing show going. And that's on y'all. If y'all aren't watching, if y'all ain't paying attention, if y'all aren't talking and tweeting and, writing letters, send an email. Okay.
Absolutely.
Send an email about everything else. Send an email. Okay. And express your love for this show, and express how excited you are about these people and their lives, and keep talking about it.
Yeah.
That is all noted. Okay.
Look, that was your fundraising ask, and that's how I know you were in the Obama house.
I had to put my fundraising hat on. I had to give my speech.
Listen,
yes.
I actually really cannot wait, and I pray for season 3. I think we'll be good, but I'm only gonna say that when I actually sign my contract.
Yes.
So
I will be rat-a-tat-tatting on the door in the event that it is not that way. If it is not so, we're gonna make it so. But yes, we're bringing life and many more seasons for you guys into existence. I love watching you all for so many reasons, and I thank you all for sharing your lives with us and being authentic and showing showing that Black people are not monolithic, and that we are different and colorful and layered and beautiful, and that's okay, and that is what makes us who we are.
And I have to say thank you. Like, you have been I know people always be like, "Ooh, Preston was so shady on Watch What Happens Live." I mean, whatever, it is what it is, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, listen. But at the end of the day, because you're genuinely my friend, so it's like I don't know what y'all expect. You are my actual friend in real life. So, but nonetheless, it's like no one on Bravo has supported our show in the way that you have. Not a single soul. And so I'm gonna always respect and show love to that. So like, thank you so much, because you don't have to talk about us, you don't have to platform us. We're newbies on the block, right? And you do, and I think that should be commended, and it is really respectable. So thank you for that.
You make it easy. I'm like, it makes me so excited to talk about it. So thank you all for showing up.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thanks
look.
everybody for
Oh,
being on the live with us. I heard, I see Jordan has been in here keeping everybody entertained.
yes, look.
I,
They've been look.
yes, no, she's been in here cutting up, and I love it. Oh, hi Lou. I see all the fans, all the peeps. And I heard that a lot of the other cast popped in. So shout out to all of you. I love all of you guys. And I hope there's no hard feelings, Amir nor Natalie. I really love Amir, and I really wish him the best in his relationship. Whatever happens there, I wish him the best. Oh, Sandra's here. Hi.
Oh my God! Hey, Sandra! Oh my God! Hey.
Girl.
Listen, Sandra put us on. Oh, y'all people too. We got some good perfume,
Oh,
girl.
Yes! Shout out to Parfums de Marley. They
Shout
are
out.
yes. They're amazing.
Listen, I'll be spraying. I should have sprayed before this live. It was
Okay,
so good.
and we would have smelled it through the camera because that is how strong. Okay, that is how fragrant the scents are. Yes.
I love.
Do you have a favorite? Like, did you have one that you really liked?
Oh, they're gonna hate me because I can't think of the name of it, but it starts with an H. It's like Havard. Something. Yeah. It's a green bottle though. Yeah. It is a green bottle.
I remember. Yes.
It smells so good.
Yeah.
And so I had to get that.
Yes. Parfums de Marley. Delenia is my current.
Oh, I love Delenia. Oh my God. Yeah. So I was actually gonna buy that one until I smelled this one.
You should.
Yeah.
Get multiple.
No.
Yes. Yeah. Enjoy. Well, yeah, okay, thanks. I gotta go take this wig off my head and lay down. So.
Well, listen, I'm gonna finish this bottle at this point because I can't lie. I just opened this up and it is right.
We are not. Pour some for Donald.
Listen, I know. I already asked him if he wanted some. He said, "Nah, I'm good."
Donald, get you a little wine so y'all can lay down and cuddle in the bed with the dog.
Look, babe, Candiace said, "Get you a little wine."
Yes.
Look, he laughing.
Yes, honey. Well, y'all enjoy your night.
All right, boo. You.
Okay, Preston, you have to save this live.
Oh, I am. I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna send it to you. Well, I'm gonna save it and then add you as a collaborator.
Yeah. So it'll be all. Yeah. Okay, great. Because everybody's gonna want to see the things we was kikiing about.
Listen, won't they? Let's see if the blogs pick it up. I'm sure they will, and they'll change it around.
Pick it up, and then and we have to also remind. So Summer House, 2 episodes left. Then the reunion, Sundays at
9 p.m. Yes. I'm so happy we have another lead in again now, though.
Who is the lead?
2 weeks. Real Housewives of New
Jersey. Oh, yes. So get your plan to be seated with your wine for Jersey, and then stay tuned.
Yeah,
Summer Vineyard.
Yes, watch us live, stream us. Streaming is so important.
Peacock is also available for streaming. Yep.
Keep it on the background when you're working. If you're not working, do what you do. What you gotta do.
And there are times when I can't sit and watch because I'm doing whatever. I'll still turn you on because get the ratings.
Listen, we got to it. It is so important. People need to know that it's important to watch. So thank you. And thank you somebody for actually posting this Haltane. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it Haltane. That's the name of the perfume.
Yes, Haltane. Yes.
So that's the one I got. Yeah.
Yes. See, I love the people are classy, babe.
The people are classy. I'm like, I got my creed. I'm just playing.
Preston, get off my line. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh my God.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all. Good night,
love you.
y'all.
I'll talk.
Love you, boo.
Okay.
All right.
Bye,
Talk
y'all.
to you later. All right. Bye.
That certainly was fun. I agree with a lot of what Candiace and Preston were both saying. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you think that Natalie has a problem? Do you think Anira is getting a bad rap? Do you think that Bria is entitled to all of her emotions? I mean, we see it everywhere. Do you like Martha's Vineyard? Leave a comment. See you in the next video.